This is May 31st, 2019, and today's highlighted match is Mistico vs. champion Averno for the CMLL Middleweight Championship. Taped on January 1st, 2005 in Arena Coliseo in Mexico City. The man now known as Caristico debuted in 1998 when he was just 16 years old, making his way to CMLL in 2000, where he'd first work as Astro Boy, working early in the card or in smaller arenas. In June of 2004, CMLL would give him the Mistico gimmick, the story being that he was raised in an orphanage learning Lucha Libre from Fray Tormenta, who the film Nacho Libre would be based on 2 years later in 2016. Fray Tormenta was never a big name, but his story became Lucha Libre lore. Mistico was quickly treated as a big deal. In August, he would win the tag tournament Grand Alternative with El Hijo del Santo, further cementing Mistico as the pious good guy, a Catholic poster boy if you will. So naturally, he butted heads with Averno, who was a literal demon. If you don't remember, over the summer of 2001, El Satanico had turned Rencor Latino into a possessed demon Averno. Around this time in 2005-2004, Averno and Mephisto had become de facto members of Los Guerreros del Inferno, the faction led by Ultimo Guerrero, but would later become their own demon faction, adding Mephisto. Averno at this time was a major Rudo in CMLL, holding the CMLL Middleweight Championship and feuding with the up-and-coming Mistico. This would be Mistico's second singles match under the name and third singles match in CMLL overall, having one singles match as Astro Boy. So this was surely a big test for Mistico, and one that he no doubt aced. Mistico would go on to become one of the biggest luchadors ever, a megastar on another level. As mentioned, around this match, he went on to win the big tag tournament with El Hijo del Santo, but would also be a single star in the next few years. The super underdog who always found the will to fight and often ended up winning. He won various singles titles. He won Legend de Plata 3 times, something only fellow legend Negro Casas has done. With Negro Casas and Hector Garza, Mistico also held the CMLL tag titles with each twice. In 2011, Mistico would leave CMLL for WWE. In WWE, he got a rap for being a bit botchy. In his first year, he had a mass vs. mass match versus Hunico, who was playing Sin Cara Negro, who now just plays Sin Cara these days. Come 2014, Mistico Sin Cara would return to Mexico, going to AAA and becoming Mystices. This was a brief and uneventful run which peaked at Triple Mania 23, where he was in the main event versus Rey Mysterio Jr. in what was just a friendly contest. No titles or masks were on the line. 2016 saw him work in Lucha Libre Elite as Caristico, which was sort of like CMLL's NXT. It was only around in 2016, and in late 2016, he came to CMLL and has been back since, still using the Caristico name and mask, because of course there's already another Mistico in CMLL, middle brother to Dragon Lee and Roosh, who took the name shortly after the original left, given the mask in storyline by Fray Tormenta for impressing in CMLL's To Find an Idol tournament in 2012. With those bios out of the way, how was the match? Great. I actually had to watch this match twice because the original video I was watching had cut out a bit of the middle. I will link the 2-parter that I found of this video in the description, which has the full match. Obviously, Mistico was pretty solid after his first 5 years. Love when someone like this gets a big singles match out of nowhere and suddenly there's someone to watch out for. Mistico's rise to fame was so well booked and planned. CMLL really strapped a rocket to him in this time. There are a few notable Rudos in this period that Mistico didn't feud with in the company, but Averno may be his most storied rivalry. Averno wouldn't lose his mask to Mistico, but some others would. This combo is probably my favorite in the match. Averno using Mistico's arm as a ripcord to send him spinning to the mat before hitting a standing moonsault. Really good early showing for Mistico and a great exhibit as to why some fans consider Averno to be the best base in the business. If you want to see why Mistico was such a big deal and start from the beginning, this is really where it all started. This and yesterday's match were for the same belt and show you how Averno for a time acted as the Rudo foil for up-and-coming Technicos 4 years apart. Next review we'll be looking at another classic Mistico match. That's all for today's match review. This is Lost in Lucha signing out.